All right, guys, obviously I'm not here, but hopefully you got a classwork from the sub. This is 2.3b. We're going to be graphing polynomials by hand. We'll do this warm-up. You can watch as we do the warm-up here, but I'm asking you to find the value of k if you know that the number 5 is a 0. So if you know that 5 is a 0, that means if you plug in 5, you would get 0. So I'm going to plug in 5 and set it equal to 0. And then that way, I only have the one variable, which is k. So I get 0 equals 4 times 25 is going to be 100 minus 5k and then minus 2. So I'll get 0 equals 98 minus 5k. I'm just going to add 5k to both sides. And I will get k equals, this ugly number is 98/5, but that's how that one works. All right, but when we get into our first video, but just remember some of the facts that we know about polynomial graphs. So if you want to take these notes, they're good facts. You probably already know them, just as we kind of gone through a couple of days of this stuff already. But polynomial graphs, as you guys see them, they're always continuous with rounded turns, which all I mean by that is they'll never have any breaks. The turns are not sharp. It's not like absolute values or anything like that. All the peaks and valleys are rounded, and again, it's always continuous. You could write the whole thing without picking up your pencil. Second fact, write standard form. This is what we did on the very first day of this unit. Standard form is just descending order of the exponents. So the highest exponent is first, and that highest exponent we do call the degree, which as we've done, that tells us how many roots it has, or zeros. And then, right, so factored form, which is different than standard form, but factored form would be much easier for us if we were graphing it, right? It's just basically, instead of doing ax squared plus bx plus c, whatever, it's just listing the factors out. So it's a product of linear factors like x plus 2, x minus 3, x plus 4. Those are called linear factors because if individually they would graph a line, but when you start multiplying together, you'll graph a polynomial. But even still, you can still see that this one has 1 factor, 2 factor, 3, 4 factors because that one's squared. And so that would be a degree of 4, even though it's not written in standard form. You should be able to tell, hopefully, that it would be an x to the 4th if you did multiply that whole thing out. And then, last but not least, the degree, as we just said, tells you how many zeros you have. And we have multiplicities, which we did in the last lesson, 2.3a actually, which just means you have double roots or triple roots or quadruple roots. You can also have imaginary roots if it doesn't actually intersect there, but it still would be an imaginary number, which would set the equation equal to 0. So those are all just the things that you want to remember as you go through the activity today. So this activity, right, this video is going to be done. What I want you guys to do now is take out your laptops. You're going to visit student.desmos.com. And when it prompts you for the class code, this is what you're going to enter. This is an assessment grade, a 5-point assessment grade, so you want to do well. But go through it slowly. It kind of instructs you on beginning and end behavior. So have a good idea of how to do that because that's going to be what's teaching you how to do it. And start the second video once you finish the Desmos activity.